Now to Melbourne, Australia, where anti-Israeli protesters are sharing videos of themselves harassing folks minding their business, just having a snack. Watch this lot scream, "All Zionists are terrorists," in this man's face. Now to the US, and this baseball crowd has no time for pro-Palestinian protesters using America's pastime to push their political agenda. Yeah, they're fed up. Time now to check in on lefties losing it in the media post that presidential debate, the one which made it impossible for them to hide their dude's cognitive decline. Yeah, after this mess, it's hard to pretend talk of Biden's befuddled state is some sort of right-wing conspiracy or due to out-of-context videos.
Move until we get the total ban on the total initiative relative to what we're going to do with more Border Patrol and more asylum officers.
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either. Look.
There were a lot of startling moments in this debate, including Biden's 15 lies and regurgitations of debunked myths, from the fine people lie to suckers and losers lie. But one moment that hasn't got the coverage it deserves is Biden's bizarro claim that women in America are being raped by their in-laws and their sisters.
Look, there's so many young women who have been, including a young woman who just was murdered, and he went to the funeral. The idea that she was murdered by an immigrant coming in. They talk about that, but here's the deal: there's a lot of young women who are being raped by their in-laws, by their spouses, brothers and sisters, it's just ridiculous, and they can do nothing about it. And they try to arrest them when they cross state lines.
Thank you.
There's a lot of young women being raped by their in-laws and brothers and sisters, and they try to arrest them when they cross state lines. He just said that. Whatever concoction of drugs they had him on, it did not work as planned. And he was thoroughly confused, not just when he gave what should have been well-rehearsed answers, but also when Trump was talking.
From prisons, people that are from mental institutions, insane asylum, terrorists. We have the largest number of terrorists coming into our country right now, all terrorists, all over the world, not just in South America, all over the world. They come from the Middle East, everywhere. All over the world, they're pouring in. And this guy just left it open. And he didn't need legislation, because I didn't have legislation. I said, close the border. We had the safest border in history. In that final couple of months of my presidency, we had, according to Border Patrol, who is great, and by the way, who endorsed me for president, but I won't say that, but they endorsed me for president. Brandon, just speak to him. But look.
Brandon, just speak to them. I just love Trump casually dropping a Brandon in the debate. And post-debate, the very folk who are regularly featured on this segment for losing it on their various programs were waking up to the reality that Biden's cognitive decline could no longer be hidden from their audience. Here's one of those lefties losing it, MSNBC's Joy Reid.
I, too, was on the phone throughout much of the debate with Obama world people, with Democrats, with people who are political operatives, with campaign operatives. My phone really never stopped buzzing throughout. And the universal reaction was somewhere approaching panic. The people who were texting with me were very concerned about President Biden seeming extremely feeble, seeming extremely weak. And
the lefties losing it were on just about every station and every online program and podcast, including the Young Turks.
This is an epic disaster.
I see people online saying, well, okay, that answer wasn't so bad. No, it doesn't. Any particular answer doesn't matter at all. This thing is over. He looks like he's barely surviving. I don't mean the debate, I mean life. And so there's no person that has a single brain cell left in their head who thinks that Joe Biden is the best candidate to take on Donald Trump. And I will bet them any amount of money that Joe Biden's going to lose this election if he's the candidate. It's a guaranteed loss. You're telling me this is the most important election of our lifetimes? You're telling me that democracy's on the line, and you're gonna put on a guy who can't even talk, who can't even sit there and look normal. This thing's a bloodbath. He's gonna get annihilated. That is, okay, now the Democrats have to decide. Are they happy to lose? Are they willing to lose? Because this is a guaranteed loss.
This is so much worse than my worst nightmares of what it could be like in every way.
Oh, it's so fun. And there were more lefty tears on CNN.
He's doing the best that he can, but he had a test to meet tonight to restore confidence of the country and of the base, and he failed to do that. And I think there's a lot of people who are going to want to see him consider taking a different course now. We're still far from our convention, and there is time for this party to figure out a different way forward if he will allow us to do that.
Yeah, about that, I don't think Jill's going to allow it. She's the one who seems to be calling the shots, and she's telling Joe he did great.
Joe, you did such a great job. You answered every question. You knew all the facts. And let me ask the crowd, what did Trump do? Lie! Yes.
Did you see how bewildered old Joe looked even in that clip? And watch his face in this one as Jill gaslights the crowd.
I saw in him then the same character that I see in him today. And even though he has faced unimaginable tragedies, his optimism is undaunted. His strength is unshakable. His hope is undeterred.